Should we talk about what we're doing a little bit, or no? We got it. Everyone got their stories. I got a story. I know.
I'm writing out my
Yeah, are we gonna try and go over all of these? That's gonna be one heck of a long episode.
Well, hey everybody, and welcome to the CrossForge podcast. Joining me today is OldDanMac.
Hey everybody, it's OldDanMac, your friendly neighborhood lover of cats and keeper of puns.
And our good friend, Polybius.
I'm sorry I can't really talk today because I'm a Scorpio and Neptune is in retrograde, and Lord knows that's gonna be a rough time. Except for the fact that whole bit was a joke. Amen. How's it going?
Amen.
Amen.
A meme,
Love
if you
it.
will.
Oh. Amen.
No? Today is June the 12th. We're recording.
That's not true. What you just said is wrong.
What?
It is not June 12th.
Oh my gosh. Are we in July?
We're in
We're
July.
in July.
In your
Y'all-
defense, the last 5 months feels like it could have been 7 or
Y'all,
8 years.
Quarantine is quite indeed not a kind mistress.
What do you mean it's not February? Oh no.
What do you mean the year is 2020 and I've been out of high school for 8 years?
Whoa. I remember
Well-
going to bed sometime in February with a news report of some virus in China, and then I went to sleep, and now I'm having a horrible nightmare.
Oh yeah, that's understandable.
Something about
Yesterday-
idealism.
Yeah, something along those lines. All I remember is yesterday they announced Pluto was not a planet, and now we're here. It
Again?
was all downhill.
Oh, man.
No, they only did it that one time.
I think it's a planet again.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah,
bless.
but they've changed it back and forth like 3 or 4 times.
How? How can we trust scientists now?
I
Is
have
it a
no
planet?
idea.
Is it not a planet? Do they work? Do they not work?
I don't know.
Masks, homie. Mask off. Frickin' mask off.
All I'm saying is Pluto is my favorite planet, and if it's not a planet, it is my favorite ball of ice. And I would rather have no other ball of ice to cool my Coca-Cola than Pluto.
I think the thing about planets is that like they keep redefining what makes a planet, and they also keep finding new ones with new technology. Like there's some planets that are like still technically in orbit to our sun, but their orbit around the sun is like 37 years or something crazy. And I know that Pluto has a smaller rock that's like orbiting with it, which is kind of bigger. So
We're looking at 16 planets in our system according to the director. If we go by the old definitions.
oh, wow, this is too much science.
Yeah, well then again, if the scientists can agree on something, that would be the lottery numbers.
Yeah, but
Lord knows. I drank water. And now
stop
I'm
it.
dying.
speaking of
Oh,
water,
don't
can
try
your
this at home.
scientists explain the rain?
Yes.
Clouds be like.
Polly,
I like that.
you have
That
got
was it. Avatar: The Last Airbender reference. That was good.
daily reminder to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender because Iroh is the most Christ-like character on that show. Probably the most Christ-like character on kids' television.
Or any television. Iroh's, man, I want to be him when I'm a grandpa.
Right? Like, on one level, he's totally down with everything. But when Azula's got to go down, she's got to go down.
That was a
When
really
Azura?
good- Azula. You
By
know,
Azura.
heir princess from Lord Ozai, who is the son of Azulan, who is the son of
Come on, my
with a
hot
Z.
man.
Something with a Z? I don't know. Sozin. Sozin is his name. That's right.
There we go.
Who is best friends with Avatar Roku, who is also Zuko's great-grandfather on his mother's side. So now we know. Okay? Big spoiler if you haven't watched it. I'm sorry.
Come on, my hot man. Don't you know your Fire Nation history?
Flamey-O,
Golly.
hot man.
I wouldn't know. I spent the last 3 days playing through Morrowind, and I'm still stuck in Balmora
That's
because I'm
wonderful.
lost. And all I know is Azura.
Okay.
Yeah, all this stuff. This is outside
I
of my
think this
range
is-
of...
I think this is a good time to segue into story time. Tell us about Morrowind and your adventure there.
God, Morrowind? Dude, let me tell you about Morrowind. I don't know much about it, because, I mean, I grew up with Oblivion, so going back about a couple more years.
It's like pulling teeth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's changed. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I wish I had a real-life proper map to look at it so I'd know where on earth I was. But the best thing about Morrowind is that on my laptop, my small little Hewlett-Packard laptop, I can run Morrowind at about 300 frames per second. And I could not believe that when I first booted it up. The starting screen opened up with 30 frames a second, and I said, all right, it's probably capped at that. I don't think games back then knew anything above 30 frames a second. But no, I boot up the game, upwards of 300. I'm like, y'all got me messed up. My computer shouldn't be able to handle this. But then again, you can count the pixels within a 5-inch radius of your player character. So, needless to say, the polygons are not exactly difficult to render, which makes it very easy on my little laptop. And it's a lot of fun to play. Even though I have no idea what to do, I'm currently stuck on one of the earlier Fighters Guild quest lines of trying to get the codebook. So I made the mistake of joining the Thieves Guild, and apparently they're like, nah, you can't do this if you're already here. So I'm like, well, great, now what do? I don't want to restart. I just got started. Boy, oh boy, this game's a journey, and I'm only getting started on it. Come back tomorrow.
Come back to
yeah. Sign in later. I'll tell you more about this game.
Next time on Polyball Z.
Yeah, exactly. Fortunately, there's not nearly as many bugs in this game as there are in all the other later Bethesda games. And I'm not sure why. Maybe I haven't played enough to realize that the whole game's broken. But
you mean you can't just float paintbrushes and use them as stairs?
Yeah, that's unfortunate, isn't it?
It is unfortunate.
I also can't just punch shopkeepers and have them restock themselves as soon as I reload a save. Now that is a real great trick. I did that at Save Mart once, and it worked. Then the police showed up, but hey, I got 3 gumballs out of a single gumball box.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
It's called
On
stocks, man.
Morrowind, when you're fighting somebody, it still has like, you can be right face to face with somebody and you still have a chance to miss, right? Like everything's...
You can be shoving your sword up their butt and calling them a corn dog and it still wouldn't hit them.
Yeah, because
it's a dice roll. My agility is only at 5.
D&D style dice rolls. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I can't tell you how many times it took me to try and kill the rats in the first quest.
The rats?
Like,
the mud
there's
crabs.
3 of them. Nah, I haven't gone that far. I didn't go to the oceans quite yet. I'm currently...
The mud crabs are right there on, like, the first town.
Oh, yeah, well, I left there as soon as possible. It's like your hometown. You get out or you'd never leave.
Preach.
I left. But yeah, I went to Balmora. I said, wow, it's a pretty nice city. And I stayed. Caius is ripped, and I don't know why. He's an old man. There should be no reason why that dude's got a 6-pack. Anyway, that's my Morrowind story of the initial portion.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, I'm glad to tell
What
you.
race did you go with?
I went with Argonian.
Yeah,
Because
smart.
I was looking through all of them. I said, well, why not? I'll be a lizard man.
Are you ready to run the government now?
Yeah, except I can't wear boots, and that sucks. Beast races can't wear shoes. What kind of stuff is this, man? What you trying to tell me? I can't put on human shoes because my feet are big and webbed.
Is it Morrowind, the Elder Scrolls, where there's a quest where you can get this like really expensive ring, but it costs like 500 pounds, and then the room fills with water. So if you're not an Argonian, you have to drop the ring or you die, because Argonians can breathe underwater. Or is that Oblivion?
I think that's Oblivion with the absolutely massive ring. That's in the Mages Guild quest line.
Yeah.
Like, hey, there's this ring of burden stuck at the bottom of the well with this guy we want you to go find. Would you mind go picking that up for us?
Just casually.
Straight up try to murder you.
Yeah. Fortunately, I had what is known as console, so you just hit that /God mode, TGM in the console, and then you just walk out. You're alive, but you can't move.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Everything comes at a price.
Or you just drop everything and take the ring and run. Which
How
is what I
much
did the
does
first
the
time.
ring sell for?
Like 12 septims or something ridiculous like that. Sells for basically nothing. You put it on your shop stand and it breaks the wood underneath. I don't think nobody's gonna
That's
want
awesome.
That's a head scratcher. All right, well, I'm not going to ask you about the other story unless you really want to talk about it.
You did kind of just ask him about it with that
like,
little blurb.
I
Put him,
I
put
did,
him right
but
on the
like,
spot. I'm not going to ask you about it in case you maybe want to talk about that thing.
no, that was more like I'm giving you an out.
Oh, I'm like, the people listening in on this are gonna be like, what is he talking about? Well, maybe they'll find out. But
Save that for Polly's spin-off.
my
Yes.
spin-off episode talking about gumballs, Jonathan Colton, and the mysterious story. Ooh, definitely an odd time.
OldDanMac, you said you had a story before
I
we
do
got
have a
going
story,
here.
man.
Tell me.
Everything comes at a price. All right.
Hit us
and I
with
have enjoyed the portion of the quarantine where I get to work from home. It's great. But I am the most wiggly person sitting down. It drives my wife nuts. She gets so mad at me. So we've got these really nice, well, not really nice. They look nice, black chairs from Overstock. And since I've been sitting in one of these chairs for 4 months now, basically for 8 hours a day, it's starting to come a little loose. I'm wiggling around, makes lots of noise. Well, Monday of last week, I sat down and the back just toppled right off. I fell on my butt. I scraped myself on like jagged pieces of wood. It hurts to sit. I've got these big gashes. It was horrible. And there goes my chair.
4 months. That's all your chair lasted.
Yeah, man. I mean, 4 months times like 8 hours a day sitting in it. You know, that's a lot of sitting, but it's just a wooden
Still.
chair. Still, yeah.
For a 230-pound guy, what? That's...
Listen, that was personal.
I was being generous.
Ow! Damn!
Oh,
Got me with the
Yo.
right left hook. Jeez.
wear your flak jackets because the guns come out flying on this episode, folks. We ready.
On this episode, Darman and OldDanMac fight each other.
Well,
They
we
fight
got the
each other with
title.
love and words. Man, what happened? The anime character arc went from I bought a soda to two of our hosts are now in a headlock war. The storyline is really shaping itself out here. I dare say. I wonder what the fourth episode's gonna look like.
I tell you what, I used to be the fat kid in our group, and OldDanMac was very lean. He was also very strong. But we would get into wrestling fights all the time, except he wasn't trying to wrestle. He was
made me
straight up
so
trying to
mad.
throw punches.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we were trying to
There we
play
go.
bodies, man. And you want to throw me down? No. That's not how you do it.
At least once or twice, I would just sit on his chest. Couldn't do a whole lot about it.
Man. Yeah, I dare say it. When someone's sitting on your chest, you can't do a fat load about it. I mean, they're kind of... That's center mass right there.
Yeah,
Excuse me, was that another fat joke?
No, I wrestle with one of my friends, and they're basically a twig. But no, when they sit on my chest, I'm like, well, great. What am I supposed to do now? jab my fingers into their eyes? Yeah, but I mean that's kind of against the rules of
Pull hair?
I guess friendship or
Kick 'em between
not
the
wanting
legs?
to blind your friends.
Usually I take
Yeah, there you
knees. Yeah, I'll swing the knees up if I can. Oh, mercy. So, only 4 months of sitting in a chair. What are craftsmen up to these days? Like, are they
It is from
literally
Overstock. It wasn't anything to write home about.
Oh, is this just not a reputable brand? Is that the
I have
bit?
no idea. I have no idea what the brand was, but I don't know. It wasn't very good. 4 months, and I went tumbling. I said, guys, I'm gonna need like an hour before I can get on to work. I just really need to recuperate emotionally.
I need to fix this chair. I need to go get one of my kitchen chairs real quick. I'll be
I
right
tell
back.
you what, we also have a chair that broke. My wife just sat down on her rolling chair. I'm sitting in the bedroom. We're having our guy time, the Bromancing Jesus, and we're having our Bible study. And I hear clunk. Ah! One of the wheels. I just kind of poke my head out. You all right? Yeah. Well, what happened? The wheel broke. Well, how did the wheel break? I sat down.
You can't do that with chairs. You should know that. By now.
Apparently we can no longer trust chairs. The one thing we should be able to trust in our lives.
That's
It's a
how you know
place
2020 is
to put
really
our
going
butt.
downhill.
Yeah, don't they know that the only thing in life that is for certain is death and taxes, not chairs? Chairs was never a right promised by the Constitution.
I love that Reliant K song.
There we go.
Now I'm speaking Jonah.
Yeah, party time. It's really getting into it now. Man. But see now, what you got to do what I do is just get one of those cheap aluminum foldable chairs that if you threw at a brick wall
I'm
would
sorry,
still
what?
fold open and sit.
Chotomate.
What kind
What
of
do you
chairs?
call it?
Aluminium.
No.
No, sir. I don't like that.
It's aluminum.
All right,
I like
well,
that even less. So let's.
Why do you call it that? That's the question.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's a
shoot.
British thing, and you're not British.
No, definitely not. I am from California. But yeah, a bunch of my friends I met out on missions are from across the pond, as they say. And when you're around people that talk crazy different from you, you tend to pick up what they say. For instance, when people tell me a specific time, I say, well, if they say 2:30, I picked up 1:30 instead of 2:30. I'm like, oh, that just makes sense to me.
1:30.
So I'm like, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, yeah, man, we'll meet up at 2:30 on the corner. And I said, all right, sounds well. And I don't know. You start picking up vocabulary from all sorts of ridiculous people across the platform of, I guess, existence. And it's a good time. So yeah, aluminium, as our friends across the pond say.
They do call
Or,
it aluminium.
as one of my buddies from Canada says, aluminum, eh?
It doesn't end with an A. It ends with an N, no matter how you spell it.
Yeah, well, if you've ever been to Ontario, you'll understand. I'm going to send this to my Canadian friends, and I don't know what they're going to do. They're either going to laugh, or they're going to be quite unpleasantly displeased.
And they'll say, sorry, I didn't like it. Not just sorry, sorry. It's like
That's understandable.
a sore excuse for being sorry? I don't know. Sorry?
That was.
It's called accent, Darman.
That was a stretch. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You won't cut it out in post.
No, I won't.
No, you won't. Absolutely not.
Of course I have to keep that in. I'll just cut down the 0.3 second silence to make it sound like all this flowed like
There
a
you
proper
go.
conversation.
There you
And-
go.
Yeah.
Can we get some, like, a trombone?
I'll have to put it very faint in the background so
love
nobody else
it.
notices.
Yeah.
But yeah, so have you Have you gotten a new chair yet?
No,
or are you gonna get a new chair?
I'm forced to sit in my aluminium chair now.
See, I've converted him.
I'm
I am
disappointed.
I'm not. I am quite pleasant.
And not 2
Pleased.
weeks after
There we go.
Independence Day, we fought
Yeah.
for the right to say aluminum.
Speaking of Independence Day, that takes me into my story time. So
Oh Lord.
Here we go.
I play a lot of Magic the Gathering. You know, this is no secret, no shock. If I were to sell every card I own at market value, it's probably more than I would care to admit. It's a 4-digit sum. And so I had to go visit my wife over the weekend of the 4th because she was not home. She was out cat sitting. She was cat sitting for some church friends. And I got the text at 10:30 and she's like, "Hey, my parents aren't home." I
Booty
said,
call.
"Darling, we're married, first of all." Like, it's no shock anymore.
I'm calling the priest.
At any rate, so I pack up my Magic cards because I was going to just put some cards together. I was going to make a deck for the new format and everything. I hail the Uber and I get up there and no problems. Just fantastic driver. We were jamming to some praise and worship music, which was very strange because I've never heard anybody playing contemporary Christian music. So he and I were having fun singing together. I'm in the back seat. I got my mask on. He's got his mask on. Said, "You're a really cool guy, Josh. I'm so glad I got to ride with you." And so I get out. I get into the house. And she's like, "Joshua, I love you. Look, I've made bread." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that is in fact bread." And at this point, it's like 11:30. Like I needed to go to bed. So we pass out on the pull-out couch, and I get up in the morning and I'm putting my cards together, and I'm rummaging through my bag. And I said, "Honey, in all the bags I brought up with me, did you see my gray binder?" And she's like, "No, you brought my charger and everything that you were supposed to bring." And I said, "Oh, no." It fell in the back seat of his car.
Man, that. How much do you think that binder was worth?
If I had okay, I can tell you exactly how much that binder is worth because I actually added up all the cards today.
A few thousand gumballs. Man.
It would be a few thousand gumballs. That binder was actually had $800, $853.72. I just looked on my phone.
Oh my goodness.
Yo. That's a
But you counted them today, right? So
That
so
is
how did
today's market price on those
What-
cards.
Okay, so how did the story end since you counted the cards today?
Well, I got the binder back. I called the guy.
Wow.
I called the guy after I found out the binder was missing. I said, "Hey, I'm looking for this gray book thing," because I didn't want to really say what it was. I really didn't want to hint that it was more important and more valuable than it really was. It was very important and valuable. And so I call him at like 10:30, 11 in the morning. I finally get a call back at 12:30. He says, "Hey, I'm in New York City for the week, and I won't be back in your area until next Saturday." I said, "Well, you must move awful quick." And he said, "No, I just was in the area when I picked you up and took you up there." I said, "Oh, yeah." Apparently, the dude lives in Poughkeepsie, which is about 45 minutes north of New York City. And so I'm sitting here and I'm just sweating. I'm sweating. Like, is he gonna bring it? Am I gonna have all the cards intact? Lo and behold, he gives me a call yesterday. Says, "Hey, I'm in your area. I just got done running my route." He brings something up to Saratoga, and I got my binder back. I gave him some cash and added an extra tip on the Uber.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy. So happy.
Man. What would have been funny is if he had delivered all the cards back, but he had licked like all the expensive ones.
Oh my gosh.
Like all the super rare expensive ones. He was like, you know what? I wonder what fame tastes like. And he just goes in for a little sample.
I
And
hope
come
that
back
he...
and you got a DNA test.
I hope that he somehow stumbles across this podcast and is like kicking himself because he just gave back $800. And he's like, son of a jerk. This is awful.
To be fair, I gave him like
you didn't even lick
$30
it.
to bring it back to me. Like, which is more than Uber's actual return fee. Uber's actual return fee is $15.
He could have made like $820 more than what you gave him.
Yes.
That's a good payday. That's what I'm saying.
That's like a single paycheck, that fat one too. That's what I'm talking about. But all's well that ends well. He got his binder back. And the world is, maybe it's not in peace, but it's a little more in alignment than it was a week ago.
I was sick to my stomach because, yeah.
Oh, man, I lost $5,000 one time.
Wait, what?
I lost $5,000 one time.
Was it going to school or?
No, I had $5,000 cash and then it was gone.
All right, I guess it's OldDanMac story
Sarcasm?
time. You want to?
No, that really happened.
What?
And I still to this day have no idea what happened. I got $5,000 out of the bank because I was going to buy a car, and I went to like 4 different places that day. And when I got home, it was gone.
What?
And it was in my pocket like the whole time.
Like,
so, yeah, I woke up the next day.
You had cash?
Yes.
Cash in hand.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you have written a check?
I don't know,
cash
man.
in hand is way more baller, dude.
That's true.
I mean, it is baller.
I'd be like, listen, I got $5,000 in cash right now, homie. You give me that car. And they were like, nah.
So what you're saying is everywhere you went, there are a bunch of squares, and you were just rocking out till some like pickpocket came up and got a fat level up off it.
Dude, I guess. I have no idea. I searched for weeks and months, and it was horrible. My wife was on vacation, and when I picked her up from the airport, and I was in just a piss poor mood for obvious reasons. And she was like trying to be all sweet and nice to me. And she was like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I have a confession.
I have a confession to make.
I lost $5,000 of our money. No big deal.
You know that savings account we had? Yeah, it's empty now.
That's how mafia works.
Yeah. Ooh. Apparently, she loves me more than $5,000 though, because we're still together. But
I mean,
well, that's
if there was ever a price tag on love,
at least $5,001 is what I'm getting.
Yeah, at least,
exactly.
right? You're insured. you are insured up to this amount. Golly gee, wow.
Yeah, I didn't mean to one up you, but I did one up you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I ever got married, I'm pretty sure my wife would leave me if I lost like $400. So to say 5,000 gumballs lost in a one sleight of hand, man, that's like 10 out of 10.
I woke up the next morning and I was like, oh, where did I put that envelope? And I was looking around for it, and then it hit me that I had no idea where it was. And I had a panic attack and called out of work, and oof, it's a bad day.
Definitely understandable. Wait, so you fell asleep with the envelope in your pocket?
No, I did not. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I took off my pants.
How
threw
many
them on the
cars
ground.
did you drive?
3? I think 3.
Drove all of them. This man went for a test drive in every car south of the border. He was like, man, I'm going to find the best car and I'm going to drive all of them.
Well, I guess now is a good time to move along. I want to take a minute to plug some video game stuff. We have a Rust and Minecraft server now. We have a Rust server that is hosted by Master Bones. You can check out the Discord for more information on both of these things. The server IPs are pinned in the announcements and in the Minecraft Rust channels respectively. We're always looking for new players and new friends. Minecraft is recently updated,
Is the server back online?
Last I checked.
It's been back online for
Oh shoot.
a week or two, right?
I think so. We were waiting on plugins to be added, but I think we just went ahead and booted it up in vanilla.
All right.
What version is it?
1.16.1.
0.1, yeah, with the Nether update.
Indeed. And has the IP changed at all?
No, the IP is still the same.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure my game is broken. It couldn't connect. Well,
When was this?
today.
Oh.
I was like, huh.
Well, maybe he took it down for some more machine maintenance. We'll have to...
Mom, fix the server.
Mom, my Minecraft is broke. I want a refund. But yeah, from what we've been hearing from all the people on our little chat, our Discord deal, the Rust server's been popping with its clientele of like 7 people and having a all-out civil war. It's been pretty great.
Poor Jimmy has been robbed no less than 3 times.
Y'all man's people getting nuked.
Xfinity had bombs placed around his bed. There was a massacre, I tell you what.
Yeah.
At least 4 or 5 Xfinity skulls. Fun times. And in the Minecraft server, we have a couple of friends near spawn, Kingmen and Monkey Shoes, I believe. We are also putting together a PlanetSide 2 outfit. I'm going to be posting up in the group a little bit more about this. If you ever enjoyed first-person shooters and war games, PlanetSide 2 is a free-to-play game by Daybreak Studios. Excellent game, excellent marathon simulator. I love just running around in the landscape. It's just relaxing. And if you want to get into that, go ahead and message me on the Discord. And I will add you, and we will figure this out together.
Heck yeah, because as you know, as they say, our little Discord server is poppin' with all the places that they say where it is at. So if you want in on the digs, as kids these days say, show up to school.
And check the links for the description below.
Yeah, we got more channels than basic cable.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we can legally say that.
Well, basic cable
then we
is
better make
basic.
it happen.
They have like the 5 channels.
Exactly. We got more than that.
Exactly. And video games work on all of ours, not just channel 3.
Joke repetition. Director, sir, I don't think that it was a repeated joke.
Oh, it was.
Was it?
And it's true.
We said it.
Did we publish that joke, though? I don't remember.
Listen, it's not a joke.
3 hours.
It's not a joke if it's true.
Uh-oh. Everyone.
Oh,
we got to go back and listen. We forgot what we said last time.
We've got to go back.
It's okay. I'm our local archivist, so I'll go back into the CFG podcast archives.
Not archivist.
Who
have you been hanging out with?
What about the archivist?
The Art of Christ?
No, the archivist.
The archivist.
Y'all.
Well, since we're all making up, pronunciations for aluminum.
Aluminum.
Y'all need to go to take an English class, or maybe a word class.
Ooh,
I don't know what I'm
Wordology, yes.
Amen.
What about philology? I'm sorry.
Philology? Isn't that an exercise?
No. That's when they take your blood and stuff.
Oh, that's a lot less cool. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
no,
a lot less cool.
the exercise is Pontius Pilate, I think.
He's the guy. He's the dude that what do they say? He killed all the Roman soldiers. Wait, no, it was just Jesus.
What?
He didn't do that either.
He didn't do that.
Yeah.
The opposite
they talked about
of that
this
happened.
Are you talking about Hannibal?
No, he's the guy who ate people. Hannibal the cannibal.
I thought that was Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, Jeffrey Dahmer is the guy with the dogs, you know? Dalmanian dogs, you know how like they respond to a certain bell?
I love 101 Dalmatians. What were we talking about again? I
I
feel
think
like we're a little bit off topic.
I feel like we were just going into the podcast question of the week.
Yeah, question of the week.
Yeah, suck it, local pop punk bands. We just dunked on you.
All right, so now we need to get a clip of Bones just jamming a hard bass.
There we go. Mom's Spaghetto.
Mom's Spaghetto. That's a great place to come back in. So podcast question of the week. What is your favorite gaming or nerdy jargon / lingo? What are terms or acronyms that outsiders to your community or your specific game or what have you, what are cool words that you enjoy that people won't understand unless they are in them?
That's niche. Man, I can tell you already right now, from my time playing the Elder Scrolls, I got a short story here, folks. I was at a church gathering thing, and I don't remember what happened. I remember something happening, something cool, not bad, and I remember looking at it and saying, by the gods, and all the people around me, look at me. And my buddy next to me says, isn't there only one God, Jonah? And I said, oh my. I've said this in the wrong place in the wrong time. My inside Cyrodiilic guard is taking over. And boy, oh boy, is everyone around me confused.
They hit you with the Deuteronomy 12, did they?
Yeah, they were like, what do you mean? There's only one God. I'm like, okay. You better not say Talos or I'm out.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
Not saying Talos isn't a divine. I'm just saying that there were a lot better gods before he showed up. Anyway, that's my favorite piece of jargon, is by the 9 divines, and nobody understands it except for the millions of people who have played the Elder Scrolls.
That's amazing.
That's wonderful. Even people who have played it, I think there's a lot of people who play it like casually.
Just gloss over
right,
it.
Yeah.
You have to listen to the guards
like if
talk.
you told them, yeah, you do, you really do. But I mean, like, you could just go up to the casual, I play Skyrim person, and probably say that, and they wouldn't get it.
Right.
I tell you what, though, it's funny you mention that, because there is a Christian theologian by the name of William Lane Craig who has posited that there is a divine council, as it were, of uppercase God Yahweh and then lesser gods. It's a very interesting theory, and it has some level of credence based on ancient Hebrew translations that have been found prior to the Septuagint in date and origin. But it's theory. It is theory at this point.
Man, so you mean
conjecture.
I don't think it'll ever not be theory.
Do we have a UN of the Heavenly Realms? Because that'd be pretty wild.
It's UD.
I'm not qualified
United
to talk
Divines.
about it. At some point, I will get my philosophy gang to go into it. But my lord, it's an interesting study.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mephala is not one of those divines up there in the Heavenly UN. Theoretical
Probably
or not.
Probably in the below with,
Yeah.
Hermaeus Mora.
Yeah, I mean, even Hermaeus Mora is better than Mephala. Mephala is something I don't want to say on the podcast.
Are Daedric princes divine?
Sheogorath is divine in my eyes. He is my spirit animal.
I thought they were.
It's a question up for discussion.
Aren't Daedric princes, not exactly their own deities?
Yeah. Well, but they can be killed.
Yeah, we all killed
But I
Jiggalag.
guess-
So can all
I
of the
guess
gods
the real
within
question-
the Nordic and Roman mythology.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
so what really classifies deity?
Yeah, Loki got killed in Marvel Avengers. Thor got the snot kicked out of him
Whoa,
in the same series. And, yeah.
He'll be
I'm
back.
pretty sure they could die. Delete what?
He'll be back.
Okay. All right, dude.
Then you'll see. You'll all find they all belong to me. Loki is actually King George III from Hamilton.
What a twist.
Wow. You know, I gotta lie. I can't lie. I was about to say I gotta lie, but no, this would not be a lie. I've never actually listened to Hamilton outside of the 1 or 2 times that my friends have played it over the stereo.
OldDanMac, did you go and watch it?
I have not watched it yet. It is on Disney Plus now, which I have. I have not watched it. It's on my list, as well as Artemis Fowl. Wonderful book.
Oh.
Great series.
Great series. I hear the movie is what's a nice way to put it?
Don't crush my childhood dreams.
I mean, the fact that you're already going there,
Right.
with that specific phrasing.
It looks it's pretty awful. Read the books.
There's no sugarcoating it.
Yeah, read the books, enjoy the books. The books are fantastic.
Basically, if I've ever read a book and they make a movie out of it, it's going to be horrible. Aragon,
Yeah, this man says
garbage
rid.
movie.
If I ever did read a book, oh man.
I done read that book. That's my
Yeah,
Kansas coming out of me.
There we go. Arkansas, yes.
No, not our
No. It is not our Kansas. This is not some commie state.
Yo, I'm going to tell my friend that's in Arkansas. Y'all said that he's gonna come over, and
That's
I
right,
don't know.
because it is Arkansas.
Yeah,
Unless it's
There's
the
no
river
Arkansas.
in Kansas. The river in Kansas is the Arkansas River. It's not the Arkansas River.
it could be. It could.
It's
be.
not. Nope.
If Harvard would recognize pronunciation, it could
I'll take
be.
this up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I'm taking this to the higher ups. We got to go look at them. Be like, hey, we need a revision here.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg will have my back.
OldDanMac, what is some
What's
of your
your lingo?
favorite gaming jargon and lingo?
Man,
I'm pretty sure one of his
Story
favorite
time.
is rid.
story time. So I and understand that me telling this story will possibly be my final story in all of this podcast because I will most likely get fired by our producer. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I have been playing Fortnite recently, which more or less started because my friend has a 5-year-old son who loves to play Fortnite. He wanted to play with me. And I was like, this game's not so bad. I don't enjoy the culture surrounding it, but I've been playing it. I'm level 64. Because
On your battle pass?
on my battle pass, yes.
Mercy.
Yeah. Anyway, so when I first played with him, his name's Bowen. When I first played with Bowen, he doesn't read. Like, I mean, he's 5, right? So when he plays video games, he doesn't read, but he watches a lot of gameplay for Fortnite on YouTube. He watches like Ninja and other people who play Fortnite, and so he calls things by just made up names. He comes up to me and he goes, "You want this tacky wacky?" I'm sorry, what? What did you just ask me? He said, "You can take this tacky wacky." I'm like, "What is a tacky wacky?" So he drops it in front of me, and it's the tactical shotgun. Out of all the things to call it, he calls it the tacky wacky tactical shotgun.
Well, it certainly do whack.
It does.
Yeah.
And so then I think maybe even in that same game, he's like, you need shield. You should drink this chug-a-lug. I'm like, what? He goes, pick up that chug-a-lug. I'm like, where's the chug-a-lug? And he like points to it. He's like, it's right there. I said, the shield potion? He said, no, it's a chug-a-lug. It's like, I'm so confused by what's happening right now. Nothing is called by the right name.
Kids really are
every day.
wild.
Every day it's a new word for different things.
I just can't handle it. Every time I play with him, he's got a different one, and they're just made up crazy jargon, which I guess fits into this whole thing.
Man,
that's amazing. Actually,
but now I call them tacky wackies and chug-a-lugs because why not? You know, if a 5-year-old tells you it's called a tacky wacky or a chug-a-lug, you're not going to say no.
I mean,
like, how do you even argue with that? You can't argue that with logic, you know.
That is very true. But man, this is some inside baseball lingo right
Other
here.
than that, I had a question for you guys, actually.
Shoot.
Do you know so I played soccer growing up, which is why, as Darman mentioned earlier, I was quote unquote lean and he had hard eyes for me. Do you know if I told you that I megged somebody, do you know what that means?
Is that where you like trip him with the ball?
Nope. Meg.
You know, I have a friend named Megan, but I really don't want to know what that means.
Is that where you just pull down their beanie over their eyes like Meg Griffin?
Insert crickets here. I don't know. That's not what it is.
Okay, well, I've made my guess.
Why would people be wearing beanies playing soccer?
Because it's a wacky world.
I remember you and listen, if people are running around with wacky tackies or tacky wackies.
Tacky wackies, yeah.
Tacky wackies.
Right.
If people over the age of 17 are allowed to purchase tacky wackies, you know, legally. You and DJ used to wear beanies all the time.
That's true. 2007 was poppin'.
So what is megging?
Megging.
What does it mean to be megged?
If I megged somebody, it means to kick the ball in between their legs. Like if someone's defending you and they've got their legs out and they're kind of like in that stance, you kick the ball in between your legs. And it's basically the most embarrassing thing that can happen to you in a soccer match.
That's a lot less painful than what I initially thought when you started explaining it.
And I have no idea where that word comes from.
Okay, interesting.
But that's what it is.
That reminds me of Bones' excellent joke that he crafted on Friday night. Only because it rhymes. And I'm not bringing it up here. Y'all can join us for Jackbox.
Oh, man.
Oh, also, the new Jackbox is amazing. They have a game that's basically Mafia or Secret Hitler or Werewolf or whatever you called it. A game where you have to find the traitors and eliminate them. But there, in true Jackbox form, there are all sorts of mini games to try and figure out who the traitors are.
Has Jackbox changed at all since the first game?
Yeah, there's a lot of Jackbox.
Oh man.
There are 6 editions of Jackbox actually. And they all have different combinations of games. They still use like the cell phone formula. So like everything is really simple, but they're just super great party games. Yeah. So I think my favorite gaming jargon is in response. And I think that fits more into lingo. So going back to playing a lot of Magic the Gathering, one of my favorite parts of the game is how interactive it is with your opponent, right? Polly, you're going to go and you're going to play your murderous rider. You know, it's like the Headless Horseman.
Oh, man.
And I'm going to... His card is badass. Not even going to lie. You know, it's going to destroy something, or it's going to just be a great body, you know, get in the way of things. But...
Meat shield.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. I think meat shield is a good jargon too. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, that's another story, though.
What story do you have?
You gotta
any
finish
rate,
yours, man.
in response to you trying to play that dude, my favorite thing to do is to counterspell. My favorite thing about playing Magic the Gathering is the ability to tell your opponent, no, you don't get to play the way that you want to play. No, we are going to play my game. We are going to play at my speed. Is it selfish? Absolutely. A little narcissistic? I don't know what you mean.
So it's like activating a trap card.
It is more, yes. Yes, it's a trap card that you don't put on the battlefield.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, surprise, jerk. It's coming from my hand.
You could almost hear the bee come out. Like the bee was right on the edge of his mouth.
It was.
At least you didn't go Samuel L. Jackson with it. Some fries, mother lickers.
But yeah, man, I was about to say this is gonna take a little bit more editing, but no, you saved us. You saved us all, Darman.
Yes, I saved us from you inserting a wank. God darn. Love that penguin.
Holly, did you have any jargon besides by the nines?
Oh, meat shield.
Ooh.
As we were just talking about. That's
Yeah.
a fun one.
That is a confusing one. First, if someone hears that, they think just holding up a block of meat going into battle.
Yeah, mainly it's playing first-person shooters with my friends. And whenever one of them would die, I forget what game it was. Was it Halo? I don't know. There was one of the games where you could pick up the body.
Not Halo.
Not Halo. God, what was it? I don't know.
Ares mod?
Probably, but we picked up the body and we could run into oncoming fire using our dead fellow as a meat shield. So we'd get, a little bit of bullet sponge. We wouldn't die as often.
Bullet
But of
sponge.
course, yeah, it just required
That's-
one of us to die first.
That's your buddy you're
That's
talking
actually
about.
that is actually some good jargon right there, a bullet sponge. That's something that's used across all kinds of gaming in terms of how level or how strong, or rather how soft an enemy is. Does it take 2 hits? Then it's a quick kill. It's an easy kill. If it takes 45 shots to the face, and it absolutely should have been dead 20 bullets ago, then it's a sponge.
It's definitely bullet sponge. It just eats it for breakfast, man. They are sustenance for this master survivor.
Hot lead and gunpowder, part of this complete breakfast.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it keeps you alive.
Made me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, but if something takes that many bullets to kill and doesn't add anything to the game, I'm pretty sure it's time to just lower the difficulty or go full masochist mode and play without armor or high tier weapons.
Oh. Director has a good one. Glass cannon.
I don't know what that means.
Ooh. You got
So,
one big gun, but you get killed easy. Oh, man. That's
That
a
is-
fun one.
Right. You're a one-shot pony.
Yeah. Imagine it's kind of like a nuclear warhead. You use it once, but then you can never use it again because it's dead. It's broken. Alongside, of course, everything within a 15-mile
Hopefully-
radius.
I was going to say, hopefully everything within that 50-mile radius is dealt with. It'll last at least 300, 400 years to, for the ecosystem to repair itself. But, sometimes you just got to get effective, Sometimes you just need absolute assurance that everything.
Sometimes you just need a little bit of Armageddon. But in the meantime, we can all make our own megaton around a undetonated warhead and hope and pray that nobody comes and delivers that. It's a good time. Not a good time. Don't blow each other up.
I get that reference.
Wow.
I get it.
Good
I
job.
get it.
I don't think it's...
Way to go, Captain America. I didn't.
Oof.
I think it was Oblivion, right? They have nuclear warheads in
I'm pretty
Oblivion.
sure that was Fallout 3, though. Not gonna lie. Yo. All right.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right.
I guess this is the part where I have to admit that I have only played 30 minutes of Fallout New Vegas, and other than that, I know nothing about Fallout.
It's a
Oh,
pretty
man.
great series.
New
Yeah,
Vegas.
I have
was
a
good
lot
one.
of fun with the Fallout games whenever I get around to feeling like playing them. I
And
remember.
I think... Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I remember. Whenever I first played them, I'd spend hours upon hours, and I wouldn't play anything else until I beat the game and all their little DLCs and found everything in it. And I haven't gone back for the first two games, Fallout 1, 2, and Fallout Tactics. I'm not going to play Brotherhood of Steel because
Have a conscience.
I
Actually-
enjoy my life a little more than most, I suppose, when it comes to playing that game. But yeah, Fallout 3,
I'm gonna have
fantastic
to
game.
send you a lengthy paper about how the Brotherhood of Steel is actually the most ethical choice.
Oh no, it's the game Fallout Brotherhood of Steel.
Oh, it's a
Was it written by Karl
no,
Marx?
Oh
it's
no.
written by Andrew Mead.
Andrew
Yeah,
Mead.
he actually wrote a 40-page paper on the ethics of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yo,
But is Brotherhood of
this man-
Steel its own game?
Yeah, Brotherhood of Steel came out, I think, after Fallout 2, somewhere around the time of Tactics, if I'm not wrong. If I am wrong, feel free to let me know, because, well,
Oh.
I'm not an encyclopedia. There's only so much that can fit inside my brain. But yeah, Fallout Brotherhood of Steel was an atrocity to mankind. Yeah, I think that's just about it. The rest of the games, absolutely fantastic. I'd give them a high recommendation to play.
I want to say they're on sale with Humble Bumble right now. I thought I saw
Under
that.
Bethesda stuff. Are you? I think you're thinking of
I don't know.
Square Enix.
Yeah, there was a Square Enix thing, but I don't know. I saw a bunch of
Oh,
Fallout
there
stuff.
is.
Oh yeah, Fallout Weekend, Fallout franchise up to 50%
Too bad I
off.
already
What do
own
you
all
know?
of them. Oh, great. Would have been good to know
There's-
like 2 years ago.
Let's see. Yeah, Fallout Tactics, Fallout 2, a post something. I can't read that. Text is too small.
So anyway, go to Humble Bumble, look for the Fallout franchise weekend, and you can choose CrossForge Gaming as
Oh,
your
yeah.
charity, your partner.
Does it have Brotherhood of Steel on there, or was it not considered
You know,
worthwhile
I'm-
enough?
I'm looking here.
It has Tactics and Broken Steel.
I'm pretty sure Broken Steel is a Fallout 3 DLC.
It is. It is DLC. There is no Brotherhood of Steel thing on here that is named as such.
Oh man,
They
even
are
Humble
disowning
Bundle was
it. They're
like,
like,
nah,
"Mm."
we may be humble, but we can't bundle nothing with that. Nobody's gonna buy it. Dang. But yeah, if you haven't played a Fallout game, if you feel like it, take some time, pick it up. It'll provide you with a good few hours of fun.
Actually,
Oh, man. Yeah,
by
Fallout
the time
games are
these
great.
people hear, it may be done already. It's got 18 hours left.
Oh, the time is on.
All right, well, we better get this
In-
thing released.
All right, time to boot camp. I'm gonna send you 3 espressos, Polly. Get you some.
Those of you listening to this need to go
Exactly.
back in time.
You know, a little bit of a
go to
little bit
Humble
of
Bumble.
Yeah,
time
just-
travel, pretty easy.
Just turn the time back on your Switch by like a couple days.
Yeah,
That'll
Jim.
do it.
I wonder if we can get an extension on that. Be like, hey, listen, we mentioned you in our podcast.
Listen, we plugged this.
Yeah, we're not asking for a sponsorship, but can you spread this out for like 2 more days? And they'll probably be like, never respond or something like that. Who are you? Yeah, fine, never mind.
We've literally never heard of you.
We mentioned you in our podcast. How can you not know who we are?
You have to give us money now. It's
Yeah, you have
the
That's how
law.
being an influencer works, right?
Exactly. We're paying
I
you
have-
in a, what is it? Exposure. Exposure, man.
Don't you know I have 119 followers on my profile?
You have 119 fathers on your
Wow.
profile?
I actually do have 119.
That's amazing.
Fathers?
Followers.
Mothers?
No. Did I say fathers the first time?
No, you said followers, but initially my tired brain heard fathers, and I said, what? That pertains to nothing we were talking about.
All
What
right,
were we talking
moving
about,
along. Well, we were talking about lingo and jargon. I think that is burned and done for. Over the last month or two, some of our favorite creative games, Terraria and Minecraft, have received some updates. And I was wondering if you two could tell me, who doesn't play enough of these games, what actually is going on in the worlds. Jonah, what can you tell me about the Terraria update? I know you spent an inordinate amount of time when it came out. You were no-lifing it. I saw your Steam.
Yeah. Ooh. Yo, man. Taking that accountability to the next level. Man. Terraria Journey's End. What a frickin' time. I just started playing Journey mode, which is very interesting and a heck of a ton of fun. But I started off playing Master mode, which is basically expert mode. But as we were just saying, folks, this is a place to put in a little bit of that new jargon you just learned. Every single enemy and boss in that Master mode is a bullet sponge. So now you understand. It's just impossibly difficult to kill everything. And oh my goodness, I spent over half the time dying and the other half of the time being just utterly overjoyed by the amount of stuff that was put into the game and how aesthetic it looks now. And all the building and pylons and
what has
PCs.
changed?
Changed? Not too much.
I have never played Terraria 1 minute of my time.
You're missing out.
So I know nothing about the game. It looks like 2D Minecraft.
Oh, I need to call Jesus real quick. I can't believe this has just been said on our podcast of video games. They said 2D Minecraft. Man, that's understandable though.
In my defense, Darman explained it to me that way.
No, I was going to say that's understandable. Because Minecraft's by and far more popular as the most sold game in history. Except for, I think, what? Tetris?
I think Tetris is the closest.
But yeah, anyway.
It beat Tetris, right? Didn't we talk about that?
I don't think we ever confirmed.
I think in the first episode, yeah. Yes, existence can neither confirm nor deny. But yeah, it basically took the game and slapped some nice, beautiful shaders on it, made the game better, nerfed the overpowered parts, and it made the lesser underpowered parts a little bit better, rounded it out, put a couple new bosses in the game, added a couple new modes, and there's also special seeds that you can enter in, which I'm pretty sure they put more effort into the new seeds than they did into Master Mode, but that's okay, because the whole game's fantastic. If you've never played Terraria, I definitely recommend it.
So,
with my, what were we going to say?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, finish your thought.
I was going to say with my 2,000 plus hours of gameplay time,
Mercy.
I feel like my review might have some ground to stand on.
So I'm looking at Wikipedia's list of best-selling video games, and Minecraft is in fact number 1, and Tetris is number 3.
Wow.
Tetris is number 3.
Number 3?
Guess what?
What's number 2?
2 and 4 are.
Super Mario Bros.
Call of Duty? I don't
Super
know.
Mario Bros. Is actually the 6th game on this list.
Lottie.
The second game is Grand Theft Auto 5. So Minecraft has over 200 million copies sold. Grand Theft Auto has sold 130 million. Tetris has sold over 100 million. And I don't know how much that includes like all of the spin-off LCD toys. One can argue that Tetris is the most well-known across the world. And across history, really. But there's actually multiple listings for Tetris here on this list. There is a Tetris for EA that has 100 million copies. And then there is, further down the list, Tetris for Nintendo on the Game Boy and NES, 43 million. So I don't know if you were to add all these up if it would be more than Minecraft. But
All right,
down
so
the list,
everybody needs to go buy a copy of Tetris so we can get Tetris back up into number 2. Just so we can
How do you
maintain
even
the
do
balance
that
of power. You get the whole world to go buy a copy of Tetris.
I don't.
I know, but how
Everyone.
do you buy Tetris?
You go to Tetris and be like, "Hey, can I buy one Tetris, please?"
Tetris.com?
No, their
Tetris.ru
store.
from Russia.
You have to.
Tetris.com
email
is a
them.
real thing. That's actually a website.
I'm not surprised. You have to email them at tetris.aol.com.
So on this
Just so you
top
can
selling list,
Get their contact.
Terraria is actually number 16 on the list. Past Skyrim.
Oh,
It is
really?
actually past Skyrim and New Super Mario Brothers Wii. Terraria has sold 30 million units and 300,000, whereas Elder Scrolls V multi-platform has sold just 30 million. So a whole 300k more
Man.
units.
Man, 30 million
Todd
and 7
Howard.
releases? Really? That's not very good.
They released that game for every platform multiple times, and they still couldn't beat Terraria. I guess that tells you the quality of Terraria itself, when it can outsell Todd Howard and his marketing schemes.
I was gonna say I was actually genuinely shocked to see it on this list here, but I was looking to confirm Minecraft, and I looked down the list, and there's Terraria.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's a fantastic update, as are all the rest of the updates beforehand. Even the first version was fantastic.
I remember playing it back in 2014, and I couldn't get into it. I was too busy playing. Like I think my issue was I didn't have people to play it with. And the only reason I played
That's
Minecraft
understandable.
was because I played it with so many of my friends. I didn't build my own single player world or anything.
That's understandable. Most of the time I play multiplayer games, or games that have multiplayer capability to play on multiplayer. But the only 2 games I play single player actively, or somewhat actively, are Terraria and Minecraft, and that's really about it.
So
Every other game
So
is
speaking of Minecraft, OldDanMac, what can you tell us about 1.16 in Minecraft?
It's a whole new world. I mean, it's like we played Minecraft like when it was in beta, before it was released, before it was sold to Microsoft, all those things, right? And then I stopped playing it for about 7 years. And when I came back, it was crazy, ridiculous. There were so many new biomes and just new things that I had not experienced. When I jumped into the Nether after the 1.16 update, it was like the same thing. There's trees growing, there's like blue lights, there's crazy like different pigmen mobs and like these huge boars. And I honestly haven't spent enough time in it yet because there's just so much to explore. There's these lava monsters that just kind of hang out in the lava or magma, whatever it is, and you can ride them and just kind of like chill along the lava, just hanging out. There's these. I think my favorite thing is obviously there's the new armor that you can get, netherite armor. Which is a pain in the butt to get because you have to find some like ruins just by mining. So that's a big thing with it, is it basically turns everything you can do in the overworld into the Nether now, which is crazy. I saw an article where somebody just went into the Nether as soon as he could and lived there. Like he never left. Yeah. So that's just something you can do now. You can find everything that you need. And there's these cool ruins that you can go to, which have mobs and chests, and they're pretty cool. I mean, the whole new textures going on with those and new kinds of of blocks and materials. It's really cool. Again,
Well, hopefully,
I need to spend
with
more
the
time in it.
Minecraft server, we'll be able to get a good crew of parties together to push out our boundaries on the current Nether map and get to see some of that for ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any new bosses, but for just our Minecraft server a month and a half ago now, got about 7 people together, and we actually crashed the server because it hadn't had that many people on it before, and we all went and fought the Ender Dragon. So it would be cool to have a large group like that get together and fight mobs or find a boss, whatever you can do in this new Nether. But so far, it's been pretty cool.
It was a good time going out with y'all and trying to kill the Ender Dragon, except for the time that
Polly died about 3 seconds in and said goodbye.
Yeah, because I freaking crystalled myself. I'm like, man, I flew up there, started breaking it, except I landed on the crystal and punched it. And, ixnay on the oopit there I go bye-bye. I was dead before I could say hi. I was like, man.
That is what the kids
Oh,
these
I
days,
can't believe it.
in their jargon and lingo, call the big oof.
Yeah. Or as they say on
You done yeeted yourself, son.
That
the
is a big
internet,
mood.
the large mood. Or no, big mood. There we go. The greater in size emotional state.
I appreciate you, Polly.
Okay, but actually, you probably should tell my wife that. She doesn't exist right now.
Wouldn't it
Tell
be
her that
crazy
maybe one
if
day.
you had this crazy cool internet fangirl and she was like, hey, I got your Twitter handle from watching the show or listening to the show. And, I think you're cool. And then it spawns into Minecraft dates. You buy her pizza. Wait a minute. I'm talking about my own story.
Hey, I'd be freaking terrified because I don't have a Twitter handle. How did you get my Twitter handle? It doesn't exist.
I made you a Twitter handle, and now I'm following it.
I'm
Be my girlfriend.
That is some, like, Hey Arnold, Helga level stuff. You got a little... Got a
I'm
gumball
calling
mannequin
Jesus.
in the closet
no.
with candles and everything. Really, this girl's got a lot of gumballs.
Man, see now, this is the point of the podcast where we start to devolve into awkward conspiracy theory of how many people listen to this show and how many will act this out in real life. Because in about 30 years, if this podcast keep going, there's going to be at least 100 people with a gumball mannequin sitting in their house somewhere. And they're going to bring it to their grandkids and say, guess where I got this idea from?
Oh, mercy.
The year was 2020. I had nothing better to do.
We'd been literally told to stay in our rooms for 8 months at the time. I went back through a podcast, and wouldn't you know it, that sounded like a great idea.
It was an introvert's dream.
You're right. All of a sudden, 5 years from now, the gumball stock's going to go up 80%. Oh, man.
Time to buy now.
Yeah, buy gumballs now, or else you're going to be left in the dust, like with the Bitcoin deal. Except for this
Listen,
is
bottle
fiscal.
caps? Nah, we collecting gumballs.
Yeah, forget cryptocurrency. We got some fiscal currency, gumballs. You fill your house with them, you're rich. You fill your garage with them, you're rich.
Can we just go
Summertime,
back for a
everything
second?
melts and you're poor.
Did you say fiscal currency?
Yeah, of course.
As in
Yeah.
money currency?
Yeah, what do you think gumballs are? Chew toys?
I don't know what he's about to do.
Fiscal currency. It's
he's
redundant.
cracked.
It's like saying PIN number. Fiscal means financial. You think you meant physical.
Why would you... I meant both. I said what I said.
A Polly is faithful 100%.
Amen. I love Dr. Seuss.
Good old Seussical.
Man, Dr. Seuss is pretty good, but we can bring this up before we head off.
So,
Shel Silverstein.
Shel Silverstein, huh?
I've been reading his stuff and listening to his music.
He has
For
music?
a minute now.
He wrote A Boy
This
Named
man
Sue.
I
has
had
music.
no idea.
You know Johnny Cash. Yeah, he wrote A Boy Named Sue.
What?
And then he also came out with a hit well, not a hit single, but a second to that song called "The Father of a Boy Named Sue."
What?
And it's a whole album called "A Boy Named Sue" by Shel Silverstein. Came out in 19 something or other. He's also got he got a bunch of other folk songs.
I was gonna say, I grew up with "Where the Sidewalk Ends," "The Giving Tree," "Poison Tester Taster True,"
"Falling Up," all the good ones. And he wrote music, apparently. I remember I was bored one day.
That's wild.
And I looked it up on Spotify because I wanted to see if I could find someone reading his poetry books. But no, he read his poetry books, and he also wrote a lot of music.
Is he still around?
No, unfortunately not. Shel Silverstein has not existing right now. He's not home.
His number one song on Spotify is "I Got Stoned and I Missed It."
Yeah!
What?
I love that song.
This is amazing.
Don't play it on the podcast.
Another day that Polly has introduced me to some fine, weird, strange, out there music. This is great.
Let's see. There was also another one of his songs, "Freakin' at the Freakers Ball," which was a wild one to listen to. "Boy Named Sue," of course. And I think his whole album of inside folk songs. But yeah.
Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too.
That's a fun one.
That's amazing.
Good poem. The man has not had enough recognition as how good a poet he is. I genuinely put him up there. I would, what might sound heretical, but I would put him above Dr. Seuss.
That's not heresy. You didn't say you put him above David. This man may not have written songs.
he writes poetry and he rhymes without making up words. I feel like that's safe to say.
Yeah.
Man.
Segue.
Amen.
Transitioning, rather. Can I say that? Transitioning? At any rate.
Either or.
So Games Workshop, the company most known for Warhammer, many different miniatures and plastic games, tabletop world, they attempted to launch their 9th edition for a pre-order. The Games Workshop website went through an Obamacare-style issue of just flat out not working. The website was kill. Pre-orders for brick and mortar stores went from a 200 unit maximum allotment to 45 units, which, when you consider that some of these kits are anywhere between $50 to $200 for some of these kits.
Wow.
They ruined the faith of this specific box is $200 MSRP. That's insane. And how many points is that in this box? How big is the army? 2 armies, $200. So you get it, one for you, one for a friend. Or you just smash them both together. 2 full armies. So we got the tanks, we got the troop movers. Oh, mercy.
This is the Warhammer tabletop game, right?
That is correct.
Oh, man.
No, it is just infantry. I don't know enough about 40K, and I won't lie to y'all. I am gun shy about it. I am gun shy about the community, about actually painting models. Everybody takes such a dead serious tone and have almost a religious reverence to the game and model painting that it spooks me a little sometimes. But
you gotta love your craft.
Games Workshop apparently screwed the pooch and could not figure out their website.
Oh, well. I mean,
it's
what?
Unfortunate.
Maybe they gotta get a web developer. I mean, they're professional tabletop people, but
you know,
you gotta get someone in their profession.
Lord knows that these people don't want to
These
spend any
people.
more money than they have to. But I would think in the year 2020, we can put together a better website that can actually, accommodate the limits of traffic that we know are going to come out. I'll give you another good example, right? Hasbro had a very similar issue with Magic the Gathering. They attempted to sell a limited collector box that was print to order. So if there was 30,000 people that ordered it, they were only going to print that 30,000. They put it up on their own website and crashed the website. And then lost all of the orders. All of this credit card information was taken and then lost it. It deleted from the server and said, guys, we're sorry. We're going to put 25,000 units on eBay. Y'all gotta race eBay. Y'all, eBay infrastructure hasn't changed since 2008.
Man.
I swear, eBay is still running on ancient hardware somewhere. It's wild.
eBay's
I don't
running
understand
on stuff
how...
bought off eBay.
Oh, I can't buy stuff off of eBay. I thought about it. I thought about trawling collections on eBay, but for buying and selling Magic cards, but I can't do it. It's too scary.
I got a buddy who does it. He's pretty successful. He goes to friends and card shops and is like, listen, I'm literally going to give you 50% market value for all of these cards, but I will buy all of your cards. And then he goes through them one by one and makes bank off of it. He says it's pretty secure. eBay's got lots of ways that they make sure that you get your money and all that.
eBay does have a lot of buyer protection stuff, but it only takes one thing going wrong and somebody has your PayPal account, you're locked out, and suddenly you can't make money for 30 days.
That's a yikes.
Ask me how I know.
Wait.
It's actually not a personal experience. That's actually from my parents' experience. They were selling off a lot of Beanie Babies, classic Star Wars memorabilia and merch. But yeah, eBay. It's wild.
We can get a good fat story from that one in the next episode, I dare say. Unless that was it.
I don't know how much there is to story. That's it.
Indeed. Well, it's hot as beans in my garage right now. We should probably wrap it up before I start melting.
How hot are beans?
It's about 100 degrees because I turned off my AC.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like...
Okay, well...
Woo-hoo! I turned off all the lights. I just got my laptop running and the sun's coming in through the window and baking me like a tomato.
Good Lord.
Indeed.
California sun-ripened tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
Baked tomatoes. Wow,
Exactly.
That's great.
Far hotter than a potato because this tomato bakes into a red brick. It's pretty wild.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening to the podcast. Make sure you check out the links in the bottom below for Discord, for the Facebook group. I'm Darman213. This is the gang. This is the CrossForge Podcast.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, fellas.
Good morning.
Bye. That is probably a problem. You should get it looked at.